Hi, I am Eric Rojo. I am a retired United States Army colonel. I'm a former CEO. I'm a former CEO that has experience in business and government management. And I speak to the folks of Lincoln, my fellow constituents, and the need to change the current structure of our non-government, and I call it that because the town council doesn't really govern this town. It's run by the town manager, who doesn't have the best interests of Lincoln in mind. I've been in town for 4 years, and I've bought my property with the VA for $250,000. It got valuated at $600,000 for tax purposes, which is shocking. There's no justification for that, but that's not really the reason why I'm running. That just happens to be icing on the cake because I had decided to run before. I've been involved with some of the issues with town, trying to support Sheldon Hannington, who is the only real sane person in the council right now, but he cannot be voting alone, so we need to get 4 seats. This is a historical opportunity to do a major change for the town, get rid of the town manager because he runs the town. The town council is a rubber stamp organization that does whatever the town manager wants. So we need to clean both the town manager and get a decent person who actually responds to the council. But then the council needs to be composed of people who understand management, who understand leadership, and who are the face of the town. We're a town with no leadership. Whatever is a minor event, a parade, the members of the town council, the chair never show up. You never see them. They're anonymous. They only show up whatever there's a town meeting to rubber stamp the manager, and that's the end of it. So my neighbors are leaving because they can't afford the taxes. And as I met some people during the campaign, they tell me the same things. If things do not change, they're going to leave town. So what does that do? We keep on raising taxes, we keep on losing people, rather than promoting the town. We have too many empty stores. The business promotion is not about biofine or whatever fantasy they have in the old mill, but it's actually filling the empty stores with good businesses that attract more people to visit town, like we've done with the museum. The museum is a volunteer organization designed to keep the memory of all the people who served in our wars, but it's actually attracting visitors from not only out of town but out of state. And every time somebody comes into town and stops, they're going to drop $1 or $2 in the economy. And that's where we need to focus on. Getting new businesses, promote new businesses, would promote new jobs and promote growth. I invited the National Guard to come and take a look at the dams. We have an opportunity to have the National Guard do the work. We only pay for the materials, but apparently, so I am told, and again, it's the rumor mill, that the town manager didn't like the idea, so the necessary paperwork to get into the list of projects, because now it's done on a nationwide basis, is dead because we haven't applied. So they said, well, it takes 3 years. Well, it's going to take 3 years after we apply, but then once we're in, we can move some of the powerful people in the state of Maine that can help us move things. We happen to have Susan Collins, who's the head of the Appropriations Committee of the Senate, and once we're in, if we say, Senator Collins, could you give us a hand with the Army to move this project? I'm quite sure that as Washington works, things can be done. The same thing when I was part of the Budget Committee. We were not really given an opportunity to cut or change anything. We were told we couldn't touch salaries, so it was a pro forma event. But I have experience not only in budgeting, but in cutting national expenses. I did it in Africa, I did it in South America, I did it in Washington, D.C., I did it in the Pentagon, because all budgets have fat. It's just a question to doing a system where you first separate wants from needs, and then you have a system that determines best value. So whatever has been decided that is really needed by a certain department, it also purchased in the best possible conditions. Warranty, price, quality. And low price is not always what you want to look for. And again, that's why I use the term best value. So like that, there's many things that need to be done in this town, but in order to do that, we need to change 4 seats. And of course, I'm supporting Dave Ireland, Kathy Moisen, Lee Rand, and of course, I hope I get your vote with those 4 seats changed. And Sheldon Hannington, the history of Lincoln will be a good one for a change.